Welcome, foolish mortals. We all stand for a good vampire film. Besides Disney, I am very, very, very obsessed with vampires, so I had to include a couple of my favorite flicks on my list. And today we're going to talk about Fright Night. This film was based on the 1985 classic written by Tom Holland.
Let's do it.
Not that Tom Holland. He wasn't born yet. And the reason we're not doing the original and we're only doing the remake is because the original was released by Columbia Pictures compared to this one being released under Touchstone, so this makes it a Disney film. Starring in this role we have the late great Anton Yelchin. Unfortunately he passed away a couple years ago at 27, so really young. But thankfully he was able to do a lot of really great work in this time on Earth. We also have Colin Farrell, who is our vampire Jerry. Toni Collette is back in this film. I didn't realize she was in so many films either. Then we have David Tennant, who was the 10th Doctor. I don't follow Doctor Who, but I know that they did put a lot of Doctor Who references in this movie because of him.
Is that normal? I think I should see someone about that.
Please, stop.
Look, it's bleeding. Look at that.
And he plays Peter Vincent, who is a knockoff Chris Angel. I did talk about this briefly when we talked about The Sorcerer's Apprentice, that they had a knockoff Chris Angel, and we also have a knockoff Chris Angel here. And then finally we end our cast with Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who I adore. I've had a crush on him for the longest time. He's adorable. And Dave Franco. And they're like best friends in real life, which is hilarious because the characters are terrible to each other. And they hate each other.
Let's do everything we've always wanted to do but for some reason never have, you know? Let's make a day of it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah! Yeah! Oh! Oh! That's what you get, highlighter!
It is your typical vampire story where we have a family, it's a single mother and her son, who's a teenage son, and he's struggling to live that teenage life.
Attitude. I get stressed or something. Amy?
Amy is good. Hasn't done me yet, so.
You know, getting what you want can be stressful, especially when you're not used to getting it. More to lose.
They have a new neighbor that moves in, Jerry, who works on the Las Vegas Strip at night.
So Jerry is our new neighbor at the Berry Place. And he's handy. No kidding.
I'm sorry about the mess, Charlie. I was just saying to your mom, I'll have the dumpster gone tomorrow.
Oh, doesn't bother me. My mom.
Hey, Jerry does night construction on the Strip.
Charlie's old best friend Ed, who is Christopher Mintz-Plasse's character, gets suspicious about this because there's a lot of people disappearing around town and Charlie doesn't want to believe him. So Ed decides to go investigate on his own and he ends up getting caught by Jerry and getting turned into another vampire.
You were born for this. You know it. It's a gift.
Finally, that's when Charlie does acknowledge what's happening and realizes how dangerous the situation is. And that's when Jerry decides to chase their entire family on a wild rampage, trying to turn him and his girlfriend and their mom to join their tribe. And it's up to Charlie to defeat this vampire who is over 400 years old with the help of Peter Vincent. And it's really, really fun. It's actually really well done for a remake. I really enjoyed this a lot. I've seen this a couple times, including in theaters, because I am a vampire stan. I am a vampire obsessed person. I am vampire trash. Even more than I am Nightmare Before Christmas trash. And I love everything and anything vampires. So this is always up my alley, and I might be a little bit biased, but I feel like they did a really excellent job. It's still very suspenseful, it gets very gory at times, and they're not the typical Twilight vampires. They actually make a joke about that too.
What, that Jerry's a Dracula?
No, Dracula's one specific vampire. I'm telling you.
God, dude, I know what you're telling me. I'm making fun of you, okay?
Thanks.
I'm mocking you.
Awesome.
Yeah, you read way too much Twilight.
That's fiction, okay? This is real.
They consider themselves noble fighting machines, and they're monsters. Jerry's literally a monster, and he doesn't care who or what. He just wants to kill these people and turn them into his tribe. So it does have a lot of scary moments, especially people that do get frightened easily, but I still feel like they did a wonderful job with it, and it's definitely one of my favorite vampire films. Not at the top, there's a lot more that are much better, but they're not under Disney, but I think that they did a very excellent job. This film was during the time that the 3D movies were making a comeback again, and they were all the rage. And this one was also released in 3D. We didn't see it in 3D in theaters, but after watching it in regular, I would have loved to see it in 3D, because unlike the other movies that say, oh, it's in 3D and they just add a couple effects, this film was actually made for 3D. You can see some of the shots that they did were on purpose, and they're amazing in 3D. And it would have made it so much cooler, but I didn't want to pay $20 to see it in 3D. If you like vampires, if you like scary movies, please go check this out if you haven't already, because this is amazing. It's full of really hot vampires. Ed is hotter as a vampire.
Oh, 1 second, guys. Business call.
Hello? Oh, yeah. No, I'm looking at them right now. Yeah, come on up. It's actually quite modern. Jerry dispensed with all that master stuff.
Look, Ed, if you have a problem, just keep it with me, okay?
Oh, do I got a problem? You let him get to me, man.
But that's a wrap when it comes to our legit horror films, because for the rest of the month, we're going to talk about our Disney Channel original movies when it comes to Halloween. So tomorrow we're going to start with Under Wraps. So you can stay tuned as always. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you real soon.